Hey guys, I just thought I'd do another quick little video on the reality of dealing with postpartum depression after having a baby, um, and all the factors that play a big part as to how you feel after having a baby. Um, Now my little ones have just gone to sleep, so I thought I'd quickly record this. Um, so a lot of the times there's two main reasons as to why women can feel really really low and down in the dumps after having a baby, and one of them being your your life changes dramatically, literally overnight, because nobody can really prepare you for becoming a mum. Like, people can advise you and tell you what it's going to be like, but until you're actually a mum yourself, you never really know what it's going to be like, and you also never know what type of a child you're going to get. So you could get a child that's really colicky, a very cry baby, a very clingy baby, a baby that doesn't feed well, a sicky baby. All these things contribute to how you end up feeling mentally and emotionally. So if you've got a particularly difficult baby, it's completely normal for you to feel, you know, low, because it's all new and scary to you, because you've never done this before. So, and your baby can't talk. So you've got to now try and figure out what's wrong with your baby. And now, especially once dad's, gone back to work and you don't have that extra support anymore, it becomes even harder. And then another one is the fear of being loved still, because now your body's gone through this massive change, and those last final months, some moms absolutely, I mean, well, a lot of moms love their baby bump, but they don't feel sexy. And you think that your partner's not attracted to you anymore, or does he think I'm fat? Does he still love me? Is he still gonna love me once this baby's out? What's my body gonna look like? So personally, from my experience, becoming a mum for the first time, I was in absolute heaven. I was head over heels in love with this new little baby. Um, and seeing the bond between my fiance and his daughter was absolutely incredible to watch. It's so beautiful, and I'm very lucky to have such an amazing partner and baby daddy. And not a lot of women have that, so that can make it even harder. Um, but once he went back to work, I started becoming, because I mean, babies don't do much in the beginning, so I started becoming very, I don't know, a little bit low. I wouldn't say depressed. Uh, but my emotions did dip quite a lot, and to the point where everything was getting me down, like, you know figuring out how to cook food while you've got a baby. Where do I put them? If I can't see them, they're not in my eyesight. And figuring out, just put them in a bouncer on the floor and let them watch you cook. It's absolutely fine. They find it quite entertaining. Simple things like having a bath. Baths are never relaxing ever again after having a baby, because they're in the bathroom with you if daddy's not home. But even if daddy is home and you hear the baby crying, you automatically, oh, okay, let me wash quickly and get out. So your brain's constantly thinking about this little person now, and not about yourself. You're putting your baby's needs before yours, which, ultimately that's what motherhood is. And it's a massive, massive role for you to take, and it's a big responsibility. So it's understandable for moms to feel extremely overwhelmed and, become a little bit low or depressed. Not to mention the hormones, your hormones peak, 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 and then once you give birth, everything all changes again. So your body is trying to rebalance out all the hormones. And, women and hormones are, oh, it's one of the most stressful things I think a woman has to deal with is her hormones, because it affects your mental state. Unfortunately, that's just unlucky for us. Um, so yeah, so just it's completely normal for these things to happen, and it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean you need to doubt yourself. Don't start questioning, oh, I should be happy, why am I not happy, why am I so sad? you know Again, you've just gone through a massive change. You've grown a baby for 9 months, and then you've given birth to this baby, and now you've got to look after this baby. So it's a lot to process, and all of a sudden it hits you all at once you bring your baby home. So take it easy, don't be so hard on yourself. Another thing about body image, in social media and all these celebrities and stuff, I think they're really trying to get away from how perfect women look after having a baby, and trying to be a little bit more realistic about the truth behind. It's not expected of you to look absolutely perfect and fit back into your old jeans like 3 months after having a baby. So that's just unrealistic for a lot of women. And it's still important to love yourself. Yes, you're going to have stretch marks. Yes, your tummy's not going to be the same. Yes, you're going to have boobs, milk coming out of your boobs, and this new body is foreign to you, and you've got to learn to love the new body. And I think a lot of women battle with that. I personally, my first pregnancy, I didn't put on a lot of weight because I lost my appetite. So I didn't eat much throughout my pregnancy. I just had a lot of fruit and chocolate. So when I had Hermione, after I lost all the water retention and I was breastfeeding, and she was on my boob a lot. So I lost a lot of weight, and I didn't really eat very well when I was breastfeeding, which is naughty because you're supposed to make sure you're keeping up your intake of calories, for you to produce enough milk. So I started losing more weight. So I actually ended up being smaller than what I was before I fell pregnant. Which was lovely for me, but that's not to say the same happened after my second and my third. After my second pregnancy, my stretch marks were really, really bad. The hang on my tummy was really, really bad. And to say the least, I absolutely hated what I saw in the mirror. I didn't like my new body. Like, it's, it's not what it used to be. And I think emotionally that can affect your relationship with your partner, and it has affected me in an intimate sense, that you don't want them to see you, and you say to yourself, no, I don't want you to see me, I'm ugly. And that's hard for a woman. Like, I think that's quite sad for a woman to think she looks ugly after carrying a child. But it's the reality. You do feel ugly. And you're not ugly. You're beautiful. You've given birth to a baby, and so many people out there can't have kids. And that's what I tell myself when I look in the mirror and I look at my body and I'm feeling disgusted by myself. I just remind myself that there are people out there that would kill to have an overhang and stretch marks and wobbly skin just so that they could hold a baby in their arms. So we've got to be grateful for, the amazing thing that our bodies did. But that's not to say that, you should, you're not allowed to feel the way you feel about your body. You're entitled to that. I mean, my third one, I was looking back at pictures, and my tummy compared to my first to my third is really, really bad. And I bounced back quite quickly after my first and my second, but my third is now taking a lot longer. So I'm finding that a bit difficult, but yeah, so, I'm just trying to say, like, love yourself still. Find time for you. Have a nice warm bath. Do a little face mask. Paint your toenails. Make yourself feel better. Have a fresh haircut. And tell your partner how you're feeling. Because that's important. And they're there to support you as much as they can. And they can't if they don't know what's wrong. So, explain your fears to them. I'm bad for that, but my partner knows me so well. He's brilliant. He knows. I don't really need to say any words. We're in each other's heads all the time. But yeah, so mamas, keep up the good work. You guys are doing great, and just remember you are important too. So take the time out. I know I need to practice what I preach, but if maybe somebody else hearing it, maybe you hearing it from somebody else might make you think, you know what, let me go and have that cup of coffee by myself, and somebody can watch the kids for 5 minutes. You're allowed to. So yeah, postnatal depression, it's not easy to deal with, and some women suffer quite badly. So yeah, don't forget to talk if you feel like you need to talk. I'll shoot another little video on how depression affected me after my second one, when I found out I was pregnant, when my second was just 2.5, 3 months old, and I felt pregnant again. So I'll be talking a little bit about how I was adjusting to having two and then finding out that I was pregnant again. So if you've ever been in that situation, maybe look out for my video. And yeah, so give me a like, subscribe if you want to watch more videos. Just here to basically pass on my life experience and maybe possibly help other mums out there if you have any questions, because it can get lonely, becoming a mum when everybody else is working still. You end up a lot alone a lot of the time, especially if you're like me and find it hard to get out the house, because it's just a bit daunting for you when you've got 3 kids. So I understand how it can be. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and again, don't forget to talk to somebody if you need to. Love yourself and take time out for you, because you are just as important as your kids and your partner. So yeah, love to all you mamas. Bye.